Okay, well, welcome. We're going to be looking at this book today, boys and girls. And before we start to read it, we're going to go on a picture walk. So a picture walk is where we go through the book and we look at the pictures and we try to figure out if we can figure out what this story is going to be about. So let's take a look. We've got a bear on this page and a bird and a duck. What do you think this book is going to be about? Yes? You're right. I bet it is about animals. I don't see anything else in this book except animals. And now, here's a funny animal. Have you ever seen a horse that's blue? No. What color are horses? That's right. There are some brown horses. What other colors can horses come in? Yes, black horses. You're absolutely right. So we have brown horses. We can have black horses. We can have spotted horses. But I've never seen a blue horse in real life. That's a silly picture. That makes me kind of laugh. That's funny. Oh, here's a frog. I have seen a green frog, but I don't think he had blue spots. Have you seen a green frog with blue spots? You saw one with yellow spots? Yes, I've seen a frog with yellow spots too. Kind of like this color, but not blue. That's silly. Oh my goodness. Have you seen a cat that's purple? You did on a TV show? Yeah. On a TV show, you can see a cat that's purple or pink or red or polka dotted. That's because it's make-believe. It's fiction. But this is not a real cat. What color do real cats come in? Yeah, gray, white, black. Absolutely, yes. That's what a real cat would come in. All right, I wonder if this next page is going to be silly or make-believe. What do you think? You think silly? Well, we had the blue horse. We had the purple cat. Let's see if we have another silly thing. I can get the pages to turn. Goodness. What do we have here? We have a white dog. Yep. That's not a silly one. You can have a white dog. Does anybody have a white dog? You have a white dog? Yeah. And yours is black? Oh, and yours is brown? Yes. So dogs come in all different colors. Does anybody have a green dog? No, that would be silly, wouldn't it? That would be make-believe. But we could have a white dog. That could be a real dog. Let's see. Does anybody know what that is? You could call it a lamb. Good guess. You could call it a lamb. Another word for this is a sheep. So this, we're going to call him a sheep. And do you know if sheep come in black? You don't think so? Well, they're not very common, but you can have black sheep. Usually we think of the white sheep, don't we? But you could have black. All right. Let's see. We had a couple of silly ones, and then we had a couple of real ones. I wonder what do you think is going to be next? You think silly? You think real? Let's see. Oh, a goldfish. You have a goldfish. Yes, a lot of people have goldfish as pets. I used to have a goldfish too. That is a real animal. All right, so we've had some real animals. We've had some silly or pretend animals. I wonder what we'll have on the next one. Oh, that's not an animal at all, is that? That's a teacher. Oh boy, so we had a bunch of animals. And now we have a teacher. I wonder what's going to be next. Oh, have you read this book before? You're absolutely right. Children. The children are next. So we had animals. We had a teacher. We have children. And now we have all of them put together. We see all the animals in the story. Let's count how many animals we had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different animals. And of those 9 animals, how many were real? Can you really have a brown bear? Sure. Can you really have a red bird? Of course. How about a yellow duck? So 1, 2, 3 real ones. How about a blue horse? No, that's silly. A green frog? Yes. A purple cat? Nope, that's silly. A white dog? A black sheep? Yep. A goldfish? Yep. So we only had 2 that were silly pretend animals. The rest of them could be real. Okay, so now we're going to go through and we're going to read the story. And when I read a story, the first thing I'm going to do is look for the title. Now, the title is the words that tell me what the name of the book is. And this book's name is Brown Bear, What Do You See? That's the name of the story. Now, every story is going to have a name, a title, and it's also going to have other words on the cover. And those other words are the names of the author and the illustrator. Now, an author is a big word, but it just means the guy who writes the words. So Bill Martin was the guy who wrote the words in this story. And the illustrator is another big word, but that just means the guy who draws the pictures. What does an illustrator mean? That's right, an illustrator is the guy who draws the pictures. So the guy who drew these pictures is a guy named Eric Carle. So Bill Martin is the author, and what is an author's job? He writes the, yes, words. He writes the words. And Eric Carle is the illustrator, and what is the illustrator's job? Yes, he draws the pictures. He's a good artist, don't you think? Yeah, I wish I could draw a bear like that. You can draw a bear? Oh, I'd love to see that sometime. That'd be awesome. All right, so now we're going to read we're going to read about the animals that the brown bear sees. I wonder how many we can remember. All right, let's see. This fancy paper, this is just our end paper, and then we have our title page where we have our title again in case we forgot. It's right here, and it's the same words right here. So brown bear, what do you see? And here is where our story starts. So when we read our story, we're going to look way down here at the words. Brown bear, what do you see? Oh, we've got to turn the page to figure out what he sees. I see a red bird looking at me. Oh, and there's the red bird. Does anyone know what a red bird is called? No? I'm going to tell you. It's a cardinal. Yes, like the St. Louis Cardinals. You must be a baseball fan. Yes, cardinal. So this is a red bird, a cardinal. So the brown bear saw a red bird looking at him. So now we're going to ask the red bird the question. Do you want to help me? All right. Red bird, what do you see? Let's see. What does the red bird see? Can you tell just by the color? It is yellow. What animal was yellow? Do you remember? Close. It wasn't a goose. It was a duck, but very close. I see a yellow duck looking at me. All right. Now we need to ask the yellow duck what he sees. Will you help me? Yellow duck, what do you see? Let's see. What do you think? Oh, I'm turning 2 pages. I have to only turn 1. Oh, it's the silly one. Do you remember? Yes, the blue horse. I see a... Good job. You finished my sentence. I see a blue horse looking at me. So now we have to ask the horse what he sees. Can you help me? Blue. Excellent job. All right, let's take a little peek. Can you tell? It's green. Do you remember what is green? Yes, that's right, the frog. I see a green frog looking at me. All right, what do we do now? That's right, we have to ask the green frog what he sees. Green frog, what do you see? All right, let's see. Oh, do you remember? It's going to be another silly one. Purple? Yes, the purple cat. I see a purple cat looking at me. Now we've got to ask the cat the same question. Ready? Purple cat, what do you see? And what did the purple cat see? Yep, the white dog. You guys are really good at this. I see a white dog looking at me. White dog, what do you see? I see a black sheep looking at me. And now we have to ask the black sheep the same thing. Black sheep. And what does the black sheep see? Yes, the goldfish. I see a goldfish looking at me. Now we have to ask the goldfish. Goldfish, what do you see? The teacher, that's right. I see a teacher looking at me. Teacher, what do you see? I see children. Yes, you could say students. That would be another way to say it. I see children looking at me. So now let's ask the children. Children, what do you see? Oh, now they see everything. So help me read. We see a brown bear, a red bird, a yellow duck, a blue horse, a green frog, a purple cat, a white dog, a black sheep, a goldfish, and a teacher looking at us. That's what we see. The end. So the first time you read this, the first 2 times you read this book, you'll do it exactly as I did. So you'll do a little picture walk at the very beginning. You'll walk them through it, ask them some questions emphasizing different things in the book. You can maybe ask about noises the animals make. What do you think a sheep says? What do you think a cat says? Do you think a horse is loud or quiet? Those type of things. And what you want to do is when they answer, you want to either recast or expand their answer. So if they answer and it's not proper English, you're going to want to recast it so that it is in the proper format. So if they say, me see a horse, you say, oh, you saw a horse. You sure did see a horse. So you would, put it into the proper syntax. If they say a horse, you say, yes, you saw a horse. So you're going to expand their utterance and take it from just those 2 words and make it a little longer. So you're going to be looking for those opportunities to do that throughout the storytelling. The first couple of times you're going to want to concentrate on the title and how it differs from the picture. You're going to talk about the author, and his job is to write the words. The illustrator, and his job is to draw the pictures, or if it's a girl, her job. And then you'll read through the story, asking a few questions as you go, but really you're just trying to get the kids familiar with the story. So the first 2 days, so Tuesday and Wednesday, when you do this, that's what you would do. Then on Thursday and Friday, when you read the book, you're not going to start with the picture walk. You're just going to go ahead and start reading the story. But you're going to encourage more of that choral reading where you stop and you have them chime in. where you can do some closed techniques where if it's like a rhyming word, you just stop. I see a something looking at, and they just fill in the word me. So that a lot of rhyming books lend themselves to doing that. You're going to, as they're familiar with the story, you're going to do some predictions. What do you think is going to happen next? Do you remember what will happen next? You can even say, well, what would happen if this happened instead? Obviously, some books are going to lend themselves more to that type of thing than Brown Bear. Brown Bear is extremely predictable. And then at the end, you're going to want to ask them a question to extend the story. So a question that you could use for this book would be something like, what was your favorite animal? What did you see in the story? Oh, you saw the white horse, or, the white dog. Why don't you say, I saw the white dog? Okay, so then Joey saw the white dog. Susie, what did you see? Oh, you saw the green frog. So Joey saw the white dog and Susie saw the green frog. And you can do like a little chaining to make the sentences a little longer. You can do something like that. You want to ask some distancing questions so that they connect their lives with what this is in the story. So you can talk about how, well, nobody has ever seen a blue horse and nobody's ever seen a purple cat, but who has a cat? And what color is your cat? And so making those connections between what's happening in the story and what's happening in their real life. So this is the first book that you'll be doing when we get done testing Brown Bear, Brown Bear. And I hope this little tutorial makes you a little bit more comfortable with what you'll be doing. As you are doing this, the teachers in the classroom are going to be watching you because they're going to take over this role in a few weeks. So they're going to be filling out some papers to make sure that you're kind of on track. As long as you follow this handy dandy guide I made up for you that says day 1 and day 2, day 3 and day 4, as long as you're hitting everything on it, you'll be fine because it goes right along with what they're checking off. So they're doing that so that they can get a feel for how the story the story time should be run, what type of things we're looking for, how we elicit and facilitate language growth through dialogic book reading. And then when they take over, you're going to be filling out those sheets on them so that we know that they're doing it with the same fidelity that you were doing it as you were teaching it to them, so that when we leave, we can be comfortable knowing that they're doing the program correctly. All right, see you later.